Hi, today is International Day of Peace, and I want to help create a ripple around the world of peace. My name is Debbie Pokornik, and I help ordinary women create extraordinary lives so that they can enjoy every moment of their life at work, at home, and at play. Now, you might already feel like arguing with me and saying nobody can enjoy every moment. And I'd have to say that I do agree. So today, what I thought I would do is for this ripple of peace is share three of the things that I do to help me pick myself back up on those days or those moments where I'm not feeling like really spreading the joy or smiling at everyone or always taking that time to tune in to other people or whatever the case might be. So, the three things that I wanted to share with you. The first one is something called oxytocin breath. Now, I talk about this quite a bit. If you have some of my booklets or read some of my material or participated in a workshop, you've probably heard about it. But in case you haven't, I would like you to know about it because oxytocin breath is actually something that I learned from a woman named Ellie Drake, who is the fearless leader of the Braveheart Women and an absolutely amazing woman. So if you want to look up someone amazing, look up Ellie Drake. And she taught it to me by saying that when you breathe in deep down into your stomach and on the exhale, make a pleasure sound or a ha noise, you stimulate a nerve down in the belly, which releases something called oxytocin. And this hormone is actually a hormone that makes us feel loving. It makes us feel connected to others. It's a beautiful feeling, and it's quite likely that when you practice this, if you decide to practice this, that you'll actually recognize it and you'll go, oh, wow, that's where that comes from. I know for myself, I felt it a lot when I would hold my babies in my arms and I'd look down and make eye contact with them. And I'd have this moment of, oh my gosh, I love you so much. And I'd have this feeling in my body. Well, I get that same feeling sometimes when I'm walking outside and I take time to breathe in deep and look around and just think, wow, this is so beautiful. I just love this so much. And all of a sudden, I'll get this same sort of feeling. So that is the feeling of oxytocin flooding your body. And there's all kinds of health benefits and everything from it. So it is a great thing to do. The reason I'm sharing it with you here today is because on its own, it actually raises your vibrational energy. And when enough people raise their vibrational energy, they can actually have an impact on the density in our world. In other words, it can help to lift people out of that density. So, how do you do this breath? It's very simple. Breathe in deep into your belly, and on the exhale, make what I call a pleasure sound. Or use the word H A H H H H H H like a ha noise. Okay? So, let's try. You breathe in. Ha. Now, when I'm teaching people to do this, whether it's in a workshop or even if they're just with me one on one, I often have to get them to do it at least three times because the first time you do it, you're self conscious. You don't want to make a pleasure sound. It seems weird or off to do that. And so I get them to do it three times because then they really get to the point where they can actually start to feel the oxytocin flowing. So I suggest that you do that as well. It's perfect to do in your car while you're driving. Even if you're sleepy and you feel like, you've got to drive and you're a little bit afraid you might fall asleep, the oxytocin breath is a great way to wake yourself up. It can also be a wonderful way to calm yourself down. If you got a little bit of road rage or you're getting frustrated at other people, just to take that time. So breathe in. Ah. The more pleasure you infuse into that sound, the more oxytocin you will feel being released. So I suggest that you try it, and once you try it, tune in to how you feel in your body. Do it a few times and notice a difference. It's a beautiful feeling. What I'd like to refer to as a warm, fuzzy feeling. So that's the oxytocin breath. Another thing I like to do, and I'm actually quite new at this idea, is an idea from Hawaii called Ho'oponopono. And this idea has been around for a very, very long time. I have heard it many, many, probably hundreds, if not thousands of times from different people. And it never really connected to me. I always felt like, I don't know, it's about forgiving. And it just didn't seem to make a difference. And then one day, about 3 months ago, I was having the third or fourth day in a row of really feeling like I was in a funk. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel joyous. I didn't feel like I was in love with my life. Instead, I felt kind of like, "Ugh, just leave me alone, everybody." I wanted to just kind of crawl in a hole. So I'm not sure what was going on for me, but I knew that I really didn't like it. And so I heard about Ho'oponopono for about the 20th time just in that month alone. And I thought, maybe I should give this a try. So it's four simple little sentences that you say. Okay. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, "Well, that kind of goes against what I've been told that, I apologize too much or I take on other people's problems. I think everything is my fault. So I don't want to say I'm sorry. Please forgive me." But here's the thing that I figured out. And this could be true for Ho'oponopono. I'm not sure. But when I say this, I figured out that I'm actually saying it to me, not to anybody else. So, for example, for myself, when I started practicing Ho'oponopono, I actually thought I was kind of ticked off at other people. My husband wasn't doing things right, or whatever the case was. It was other people that were sort of the problem in my mind. And when I started saying Ho'oponopono, I at first thought I was giving it to them. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And I could feel that it wasn't really connecting with me. And all of a sudden, I realized that I was blaming them for my own uncomfortable state. And as soon as I did that, I switched over to actually saying this to myself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And the more I did this, the more I could feel my vibrational energy rise. I could feel the love start to flow through me like the oxytocin breath does. And I realized that, like anything, forgiveness is actually a gift you give yourself. But in this case, it was me that I was unhappy with. And I didn't have to sit down and analyze that or think about it too hard. I just needed to say those simple words. So, if this connects with you and maybe you already practice it, I just want you to know that Ho'oponopono is one of the things that I now love to do. Anytime I start to feel myself sliding down, I think, oh, good time to use those four little sentences. The third thing that I like to do is I like to really tune in and notice when I am judging someone else. Now, this is a tough conversation for a lot of people because we know judging isn't okay. And so most of us would say that, you know what, I really don't. I just don't judge other people. But we do. I mean, even when we wonder, why is the waitress taking so darn long? We're judging her on how long she's taking. When we are upset that somebody cut us off in traffic, we're judging them on their action. When we watch another parent in a mall and maybe they're yelling at their child or they say something snappy to their child or grab their child's arm and we might think, oh, why is she being so rough on her child? Those are judgments. And the problem with judgments are, number one, they weaken our own relationship. So let me explain this a little bit further. If you get upset because somebody cut you off, and now you judge them, and then you use that judgment to be angry at them and to think, how dare they, that jerk? You actually are giving them your energy, you're giving your power away. And so by not judging them, you actually put the power firmly back on you, and you hold tight to your own ability to deal with things and to be the powerful person that you are. So, the point is that judging people actually never works in your favor because you don't actually know what's going on for them. Everybody feels like they have a good reason for doing what they're doing in any moment in time. And so, whether that person cut you off because they're super tired, or maybe they are in a really big hurry because they're in an emergency, maybe it's their first day at work and they're actually going to be late, or maybe they get an adrenaline rush from cutting people off and that's why they did it. It doesn't matter why they did it. All that matters is that you hold tight to your own personal power and not give it away to them. So, what I would do in that situation is I would notice that I'm judging and I would think, oops, sorry, judged you. And then I would do Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm saying that to myself to forgive myself for making this judgment. And then I finish it off with a nice little oxytocin breath. Three simple little things that help to raise my vibrational energy and keep me in a space where I can be more loving, more compassionate, more caring to others. And those little things help to spread peace around the world. They might not be ones that fit for you. And if that's the case, I'd love to hear what ones do work for you. In fact, today is a day to share those ideas. So share them however you want to share them. If not with me, you can spread this video around certainly, but maybe share your own ideas on your own social media. Tell other people what you love about them. These little things really do make a difference. And when we raise our vibrational energy, we raise everybody just a little bit out of the density. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Thanks for watching.